Alright everybody, I'd like to welcome you to my first informational video about DMR Media, my action camera rental company designed for paintballers. Now as you can see, I've got a number of items set up here. A pair of I4s, the grills mount, don't have a mask on me at the moment, the barrel mount, and this lovely configuration right here, which includes the side rail adapter, the underslung rail adapter there, as well as the angle adjust camera mount, as you can see there at the yellow. Now, all these mounts were specifically designed to be used by paintballers, and they were designed also. Now, all these mounts were designed by paintballers to be used for paintballers. One of my personal favorites being barrel mount. Now, with the barrel mount, you're given a number of options. You can mount it under, you can mount it over. If you would like, you can mount it to any degree you want on the barrel itself. It fits most standard paintball marker barrels. Larger ones like some of the low-end rentals with a odd diameter one with the very, very large barrels won't fit. However, the vast majority of barrels, if you run out of, say, rail space, if you don't have a mast that we can work with, the barrel clamp mount provides you a stable, reliable platform to catch some marker point of view action from. Now, personally I prefer to keep it, as you can see there, over the barrel, so that as you shoot, it's guaranteed to be over a bunker. So if you come up and over something, you're not worrying about catching the barrel on the underside being blocked by a bunker. So personal recommendation is to keep it over, as well as on the 720p video setting for them. Just because it films in a much higher frame rate, you get a lot smoother movement, because on your marker it's going to be a lot more dynamic, a lot more rattling and shaking as you move around. You want to keep that smooth, so if you want to slow it down in post-production, then you have that option. Now, another wonderful marker mount, as you can see here, is the side Picatinny rail mount. Now you can kind of see the shape of it there, the L shape to it. And this allows you to mount one of the Sony Action Cam Minis to almost any rail system on the market right now. Some of them are a little too large for it to fit. Some of them are a little on the smaller side, and it winds up with, as you can see here, depending on the gaps there and what screws being used, it's a little bit of play back and forth. See right there with the shift. Now the way to solve that is very simply a piece of duct tape across the inside is all I ever use. And as an example, pull off a strip here. And there you have it. In a couple of seconds, and it's still a little wobble, but it takes a lot more to do it once you get another layer on there. As you can see there, it doesn't interfere with the camera at all, doesn't interfere with the operation buttons on the side, recording across the top, hold button, all that good jazz. Nothing to worry about. Now, one of the ones I had made specifically for DMR Media is, as you can see here, right, it's the underslung mount. It's perfect for pistols, especially the Tipex and an underslung rail. You can also mount it, of course, over top, although it gets in your sight picture. Again, allows you to keep the camera out of your way as you sight up whatever you're shooting at, but still getting those shots. Again, same as the barrel mount, if you have it mounted under, you want to make sure that you're coming up above a bunker to shoot. Otherwise, you're getting a whole lot of nothing on your film. Another important thing to mention with any marker mounted camera system is that you keep your marker up. Now, good practice means your marker should be up at all times. However, if you're running a lot and pointing your marker down, you're going to get a whole lot of the ground, and it's not really exciting footage. And last but not least is the angle adjust mount. Again, fairly interesting design. I helped design it along with the massive support of a couple of wonderful people here from Calvert Creative Solutions. Now, they do rapid prototyping, engineering design, project development, also a couple of paintballers. As you can see here, there we go. If you need to contact them, you can look up Calvert Creative Solutions on Facebook. Their email and phone number are there. If you need to contact them, of course, you can always message me. I'll link you directly to them. Now, for one of the mounts that I mentioned, I don't have the grills mount on me, but made by Unanistan 3D Print and Cut. You guys know him as George Bell, possibly. It's the grills mount. It's wonderfully simple. Now, it is not ambidextrous because of the design of the clip. It helps keep your mask on and the mask strap back into the lens. And this fits in, as you can see there, totally replaces the side clip on your mask. So what you want to do, pop this piece out, slide it in behind your lens clip there, pop that piece through, the clip to your strap goes right in there, and it holds it on just as it would be the standard clip in the grill's mask. Keeps everything nice and secure. If you'd like some reviews on that, you can go to a couple of friends of mine. I can post them up there on DMR Media's Facebook page. But again, one of the main things you have is with it being right along the strap line of the mask, you don't have to worry so much with the weight. If it's above, out in front, or even the front pulling directly down, the further it is away from that mounting line where the strap is, the less stable it's going to be, the more wobble you're going to have. Now this here is the I4 mount. Also, again, you can see there, CS, Calvert Creative Solutions, designed this one for me as well. It's a pair of small bolts, go down to the top of the venting system on your mask. Alright, there's a hole cut along the adapter to still allow for some airflow through it. And it mounts a bit closer, a bit truer to eye level than I had prior, which was above the mount itself. Now it does block off the inside buttons on the right side mount. However, the Sony is a kind of a one-stop shop, if you will. By hitting the button on the bottom, if you have a battery in there, there's the chime. I don't believe I have a memory card in that, but once it's on, that goes red. So if you look out of your peripherals, you may see a little bit of a red glow from it. If not, you can always have a buddy check that, or check the back where there's a small dot right there, as you can see, and that will also glow red when recording. Now, the i4 mounts are relatively new, as are these ones here, the angle adjust and the undermount. They are both the only ones that I have are the angle and the undermount, bit of a prototyping stage. So if you do want to get a hold of one and try it out of the field, make sure you come to me first. Real early in the day, make sure you get that all hooked up for you. Otherwise, if it's rented out by somebody else, I've got nothing else. I do have a jury-rigged version of it from before, and what it was simply a clip system in there from the actual Sony cam and a kind of adhesive flat mount to one of my side rails. Mounts on the bottom the same way, but I wanted something a little neater, a little more professional, something a little more yellow, hence the underslung mount. Now, these cameras are awesome. I think we should take some time to talk a bit about them. It's the Sony, see there, Action Cam Mini. it's about 60% smaller, or 60% the size, I should say, of its I guess regular size counterparts. And there were a number of reasons why I chose them when starting up DMR Media. You see, I know as well as you do that, for the most part, if any piece of your gear gets hit, you're hit and you're out. That includes cameras, that includes, you know, your pod pack, anything at all you've got on you until you've tossed it from you. And I really hope you wouldn't be tossing a camera. So, you want to make sure that whatever you're using is low profile, but still functional. Now, Sony still has the dual stereo mic ports, as you can see right there, and yes, it does require a little bit more of a detailing. Through the camera case, which provides awesome wind reduction as well as wonderful stereo sound. Again, you can see the mics there on the front of the camera. So again, one of the reasons I chose these is because while meeting the sort of, if you will, community standard of being able to film 1080p video at a suitable frame rate, 60 frames a second, they had stereo audio that was, I think, appropriately designed for their purpose. Now, with some of their cameras, the mic is either not true stereo, or you are dealing with a mic being placed in a, say, less efficient position on the camera. With the forward-facing mic, you know, what you are recording, right, is where you're getting sound from. Now, of course, you do get omnidirectional sound as well, filters in. With the mask mount, with it being right there on you, you do get your perfect audio. However, you do also pick up, a lot of the, you know, dialogue sounds of the field around you. So as you're firing, you're still getting that ting, ting, ting as the balls are flying, depending on how quiet or how efficient your marker is, how well you port your barrel. You know, you'll get a lot better sound than some other options. The cameras also, as I've mentioned, are 1080p capable at 60 frames a second. They can be doubled to that at 720p, you know, slight reduction in resolution, but you get that smoother video. More frames a second, if you decide to slow that down, is not going to, you know, lag that too much. You're still going to get a very smooth flow to it. Again, I prefer 1080p for being mask mounted because it does give you a bit more stability. Your body naturally stabilizes your head, whereas on a marker, again, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of movement. So keep that down to 720, keep your mask mounts up at 1080. I do get a lot of questions on these cameras. One of the main ones being, you know, what's the customer service policy or the warranty as far as paintball hits are concerned. Now, Sony is wonderful for this. As long as the camera is inside its protective case, you're covered. Take a paintball hit, first strike hit, anything that's covered by the gear that you have out there, Sony will warranty these cameras for. If you take it outside of the case and you have it on that field, it takes a hit, it hit the lens. I haven't personally tested them. I don't know if anybody has. However, they are not warranted if they are outside of the case. They are warranted if they're inside the case, which is one more reason why I ask everyone, actually require everyone, who rents a camera from me to leave it inside the case at all times while on the field. I would also prefer if you left it in the case no matter where you are, and if you have any problems, to bring it to me. However, it is an absolute must that when you're on that field, you do not remove that from its case. Don't fiddle with it, don't take it out to check on it. If you have a problem, bring it back to me. We'll resolve anything that way. Another question I get is, what's the battery life like on these cameras? Now, they're rated for 80 minutes of continuous recording. That can vary. I can turn the Wi-Fi off on these as a switch on the side here. As you can probably just see there, the video's not too clear from the angle. There's a Wi-Fi button, which can switch from your interval recording, switches to being a live stream option, which is wonderful if you like, you know, you can broadcast it through your smartphone. Hopefully you've got a solid data plan, but you can use Ustream app to stream your, you know, your video directly to whoever may want to watch it. Now turning that off again, you're reducing what the camera has to power all at the same time. You expand your battery life. Another option is, and I do recommend this, although they have the hold on them so that you can't press the recording button. As you're playing, you know, keep that hold on, right? Paintball hits, you bump it off of something, you know, you don't want your camera turning off and losing, you know, valuable footage. What you should do is when you're hit, slide the hold button off, stop the recording, and you'll actually hear a lower chime when it does that. And that way, again, you're not recording, the camera's not doing as much work, you will extend that battery life even further. I carry batteries at the field, actually a fairly large crate of them, and that way if your battery starts getting low, come back to me, we'll switch it out to keep you out there, keep you filming. As far as other questions, we get questions on price point. My typical pricing for a rental in a day is $15 for the first hour. That's the setup. That's ensuring that if I have to get video to you via Dropbox, via posting it out to you, that's all covered. And then after that first hour, it's usually $5 an hour. Thereafter, just have the camera out. There are other options. I do, of course, sell items as well. I do sell full camera kits. If you do want one from the Awesome Bundle, you get yourself a lovely ammo can. I'll show you a close-up here. Now this one's taken a lot of damage over the years so far. I'm not too kind with them, and this was my very first one that I made. And what you get is this here, and instead of it saying cam 1 and 2 on the bottom there, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, you can have whatever you like as far as text done right below the DMR Media there. And that comes with the Awesome Edition. The Epic Edition as well gets one, and the only real difference between the Awesome and the Epic is the Sony Live View wrist remote. Now, I don't have one on me, I don't use them, I prefer to use my tablet for everything. However, I'm not the one going in the field with these cameras all the time, and if you're going to be out there with your own, and if you're going to buy one, then you want to be able to safely, say, change your video mode, change it to image interval recording, to super slow-mo. What if you're going to go around and bunker somebody, and you know that's going to be great footage? You can take a couple of quick seconds, look to your wrist, find a bunker, tap on that, switch your recording mode, and then get ready, wheel around on somebody if you come by on a bunkering run. If you come by, going room to room at a place like, say, PRZ, fighting through, Little Baghdad out of Crazy Bills, wherever you go, if you want to change your viewing mode on the fly, you have that option with the Sony Live View wrist remote. You can do that with a smartphone as long as it's Android or iOS. However, personally, I don't want to be bringing out, a $500, $600 phone out on the paintball field to go change that. What happens if you drop it? If it gets hit by a paintball, I guarantee you there's no warranty covering that. At least none that I've heard of. I should say I guarantee it, but I've yet to hear of a paintball cell phone warranty. So the difference there in pricing is that for the Awesome Edition, you get obviously the 30 cal ammo case. You get your camera and everything that comes with a standard retail bundle. Micro USB cable, the first battery, obviously protective case for it, the camera, warranty and user information card, a nice little cardboard and plastic display case for it, which does happen to fit perfectly inside of about half of one of the 30 cal ammo kits that I do up for you. Along with that, you get a charger system, which I carry here. Comes again with another micro USB. And what you do is you take your battery, slide it in there, close it up, then plug that into whatever you like. Cell phone charger into the wall, computer. If you get a hub, you can charge multiple batteries at the same time. And I say multiple batteries because now you've got two, and I do include a third one as well with those purchases. So now you've got 3 batteries within the whole set. You've got your standard camera retail bundle, the charger kit. I also include 2 32 gigabyte SD cards. The reason for 2 of those as opposed to, say, 164 gig, although of course, same overall performance, is that if you don't have your laptop with you on the field, if you don't want to deal with bringing that out there, for an event, you have the option of taking out the SD card, put it back in its adapter, right? Store it safely in your car, and if you want to, label that Saturday. right? So you're at a 2-day game, or Friday, then you go to your second day, right? Without having to sift through your files on your single SD card, you just go, okay, yep, this is my Sunday card, this is my Saturday card, keep them separate, blend the film, you know where to look for your highlights. To recap, that's the 30 cal ammo case, the camera retail bundle, the charger kit, two 32 gigabyte SD cards, and I will also throw in there a side rail Picatinny mount, the underslung mount if you'd like one, or the, here, the barrel clamp mount. Right? All of that comes together, taxes in at 560 Canadian for my lovely Canadian customers, and that includes pretty much everything. There's not a whole lot of markup on it, to be honest, at this point. Pretty much making them to get them out there and help people enjoy the sport as it is, help spread, positive video. And that's another question actually that I've been asked a lot, is why did I start this business? And I'd be lying if I didn't say that there was some aspect of money in it. And, to do this for free would be extremely time consuming, a lot of effort into it, a lot of money into it with no return. So I won't say that I'm some sort of saint. However, I do try and keep my prices as low as possible, and that is to facilitate getting people out there, getting them recording, and getting them taking positive video. And when I say positive video, there are a lot of YouTube videos you can watch where stupid teenagers play with paintball guns, or drunk idiot with paintball gun, and this is the kind of stuff that we simply don't need people viewing. It's to some people it's good for a couple chuckles. For people outside of the paintball community, they see these people and they don't differentiate them between paintballers and just somebody who bought a paintball gun. And I would really like to have that balance change, whereas we get some awesome on-field footage or tournament style play, anything that is responsible, people playing with proper safety equipment, right, playing with markers that are tuned to the field's feet per second rating. The more videos we can put out where people are having fun, showing high intensity, high energy gameplay, and where they're not hurting anybody, where they're not getting offensive or angry or for some reason unwantedly disruptive, then the sport benefits, and as a community we benefit. So that was probably one of my biggest reasons for getting into it, was wanting to spread a bit more positive image of the sport. I also did blogging about paintball for a while, even before I got into it, doing research on the sport and talking to my friends and other people in the community. Again, trying to paint a more positive image. So when I brought myself into the sport, when it was a phenomenal welcome. I decided that my entire attitude was going to be based around expanding the sport through positive actions, positive representation of paintball. So that's really a summary of what I do through DMR Media. I'm looking to expand this winter to ski and snowboard hills, where these ammo cans will change to a much more seasonally appropriate color scheme. And I'm also looking to sponsor 2 individuals. Doesn't matter if you ski, if you snowboard. You can email your application for sponsorship. They are being picked out and determined on November 1st, so you're going to want to get those in quickly. And what you will receive for the skiing and snowboarding season is a camera and a number of accessories to go along with it, as well as a hoodie for you to wear out on the slopes, customized for the DMR Media sponsorship. And I would really love to get in a couple more applications. I do love expanding the options to skiers, snowboarders. I know a lot of people have those shorter skis, these snow blades, if you will. And I'm looking for all types of applicants. If we're talking about just standard slalom skiers, competitive racers would be amazing. Backcountry skiing and snowboarding, terrain park focus, anyone who does half pipe work, whatever your take on the sport is, fill out an application. You can see the information on my Facebook page. I'll be posting it up in a link to this video as well. And send that in. I can't guarantee that you'll get yourself sponsored, but if you don't apply, you can't be. I'd like to wrap this up with a couple of thank yous. Again, to Calvert Creative Solutions. You can find them on Facebook. You can also email them at calvertcreativesolutions@gmail.com. You can also call, and they design, of course, my barrel mounts, my rail mounts, angle adjusts, and of course the underslung rails, and the I-force as well. If you'd like to get in touch with Unanistan 3D Print and Cut, that is UNANISTAN 3 capital D Print plus Cut. You can find them on Facebook. You can also go through George if you know him. And gotta say, that's pretty much everything for today. Thanks for tuning into the video, and have fun on the field.